If you've been watching my videos and noticed that I, for some reason, have 9,300 MOAB mines and you wonder why that's the case, well, buckle up because we are going to be using some of them in this video. So what I'm about to try and do is I'm going to try and beat an entire normal boss by only using MOAB mines and nothing else. Now, I have done this before, actually. I did it over 2 years ago. The boss was Bloons and I bought all of these MOAB mines. It was actually a lot more than 9,000. It was over 10,000 actually. I bought them with all the monkey money that I had and I actually spent real money to buy monkey money to buy all these MOAB mines. But long story short, you guys can find the video if you want to watch that thing. But the gist of it is that it didn't work out because I was lagging too much and the number of MOAB mines that needed to be placed was actually absolutely huge. And all that brings us to today. So in update 46, there was a huge change happening to some of the powers in BT6. Basically what it turned out to be is a blanket buff to almost all of the powers that are in the game. But the one that's actually important for us is the fact that the MOAB mines now do a lot more damage. Actually, the damage went from 300 to 5,000. Now on top of this, the monkey knowledge buffing the MOAB mines also got improved. So in total, what we're looking at is one MOAB mine being able to do 6,250 damage. Now actually, before starting this video, I did a small test and there seems to be some sort of a change happening with the way that the MOAB mines and bosses interact. So previously, a MOAB mine, as far as I can remember, it was just exploding on contact with a boss, but they seem to have changed that. So now each MOAB mine, let me just show you guys, let me just place one on top of Blast the Populace over here. You guys can see at the top that it's actually ticking. So instead of doing full damage, which is 6,000 at one go, it is doing the same amount of damage, but it's doing it in ticks. It's actually doing it in 10 ticks of 625. Overall though, the total amount of damage is about the same. So yeah, we have a lot bigger chance of actually doing what I set out to do over 2 years ago. And I actually think that this might be unironically possible to pull off now. So I have my hotkey set up for the MOAB mine, so I'm going to place the last one. This tier 1 Blast the Populace actually has about 18k HP. And I chose Blast the Populace because in my first video, I wanted to do Bloons. That was the goal. And Blast the Populace is a new boss which has about the same amount of HP as Bloons. So that's why we are going to go with this guy. And now you guys know why I have 9,300 MOAB mines in my inventory. Because I wanted to do something that was really crazy. And honestly, it's kind of crazy now as well, but it's actually doable. In fact, if you do the math on how many MOAB mines you're going to need, one MOAB mine used to do 300 damage and tier 5 normal Bloons had 3 million HP. So you would need 10,000 MOAB mines just to beat the tier 5. Obviously, this number is a little bit skewed because there's this monkey knowledge and I forget how much it was improving the MOAB mine by, but it's still in like the thousands and thousands and thousands that you're going to need to use to just defeat one tier. And now with this latest change of improving the damage from 300 to 6,220 in total with the monkey knowledge, you're only going to need, catch this number, 480 MOAB mines for the tier 5. 480, I mean, that's like nothing in comparison to the like what, the 10,000 that you needed before. Come on, we can absolutely do that. And I'm actually going to try to do that. My fingers are actually ready because that's going to be a lot of mines to place. That's a lot of clicks in one spot. And as round 59 is ending, there we go. So tier 2 is incoming. And now this guy is a little bit more beefy. So what I want to say is like 3 more mines are not going to cut for this one, but a few more are though. So let's start placing up these more mines. I have my shortcuts, so let's place it like this. And let's see. Okay, so you can definitely see the damage kind of falling off a little bit, but this is still like super fast, right? So there's only one more mine going. I want to pay attention if these more mines are actually triggering the heat bar on this guy. I don't think they are. I think that the fact that the heat bar is filling up is just mainly due to the sniper and I guess, you know, these skulls getting proc. Yeah, I don't think that these MOAB mines actually do anything. And something else that I actually tested is that you can stack the effects of multiple MOAB mines at once. For example, I'm going to drop like 5 MOAB mines at once. You guys are going to see the DPS, or I should say the health bar of Blast the Populace go down a lot quicker. So let's just go like this. Just place a couple more of these guys and then just watch. You guys seeing that up top? Yes, they actually do stack. So while he's under the effect of one MOAB mine, it doesn't counteract the effect of others, essentially. So yeah, there goes the tier 2. And this is, I know it's cheating. I know it is, but I don't know, guys. This seems like a very... Has someone done the maths actually on this now that I'm thinking about it? Did they overbuff the MOAB mines by a little bit? Because hear me out, let me just check the price of one MOAB mine. Okay, so it's $50, or I should say 50 monkey money. See, this is a little bit too cheap, right? Because one MOAB mine does about 6,000 damage, right? And so to defeat tier 1 Bloons, which is the beefiest, you're gonna need 3 of them. So that's in total gonna cost you 150 monkey money. But imagine that you're in a boss event, right? You can just cheese the entire tier 1 and probably tier 2 of your normal boss. Then you're just gonna get the money back through just normal gameplay, I'm pretty sure, right? Like even if you beat the entire entire tier 1 and tier 2 with MOAB mines, you should still be net positive with the amount of money at the end, right? As long as you defeat the other ones normally. Yeah, right? Like, did they actually overbuff these guys or what? Like, 6,000 damage. That is a lot of damage that these guys can do now, these MOAB mines. Alright, so before this tier of boss arrives, I just bought a Carpet Spikes, which is not going to do too much versus the boss, especially as we're going through these later tiers, but it is going to help out a little bit with the cleanup. So, we are about to deal with a boss that has 300,000 HP. Let me just do the maths on how many mines we're going to need on this. Alright, so that's going to be 48 MOAB mines if my maths is correct, which is absolutely doable. Let me just place, I think I placed about 10. Oh, look at this HP up top, and look at these small explosions. So the only problem that we're pretty much facing at this point is these small MOABs from the normal rounds, just kind of, you know, going into the MOAB mines and taking out the Pierce, and thus reducing the effect of these MOAB mines onto the boss, and then just us needing to place a lot more at the end. So maybe we should actually place some defensive towers at the start, as funny as that sounds. Yeah, let me try something like this. If I buy a, I was thinking of buying a Bomb Pad Super Monkey, which there's this Monkey Knowledge point which allows the Dark Champion with the Ultra Vision to see through obstacles, so it should be able to see through these Pyroclastic rocks. So let me just keep placing all these MOAB mines. And yeah, so the idea is to just keep all these MOAB class balloons at the back, and then all these MOAB lines just going to town onto Blast the Populace. And look at this thing. Oh my god, this is so funny actually. Let me just place a couple more, and I think we should have it. We're about there. Yes, there we go. There goes the tier 3. Not even close. Okay, so we actually have the MOAB mines defending the boss, but we need to start defending the normal rounds because we're gonna go up to round 120, if not more. So I was thinking of getting a Perma Spike actually for the bag. Just go for something like this, a 205. Yeah, let's just buy the Legend of the Night actually onto this guy so that it can just defend the small balloons actually, and just the rounds incoming, and then we can actually move it thanks to its ability, so we can kind of have it outside the range of Blast of Populace and just defeat the boss by only using MOAB mines. Alright, and here it is, round 99, and we're about to face the tier 4R. So how much HP is this guy gonna have? 650k. Alright, so we are going to need basically over double the amount of MOAB mines that we needed for the last one, so might as well just get at it. Alright, so let's start placing up all these MOAB mines. I'm gonna go faster this time because we need to place a lot of them. Let's just watch the HP. Oh yeah, look at this thing go. Now, one of the things I need to do is probably just move the Legend of the Night a little bit towards the back because I feel like it's still attacking the boss a little bit. No, let's just move it to close, I think, so that we fix the targeting. And yeah, the boss is about to go outside the range of the Legend of the Night, so we can keep placing all these MOAB mines. So I'm just spamming this. I'm gonna buy a bunch more of these guys. Let's just watch the HP go down. Oh yes, look at this thing. Just keep placing a bunch of these guys. So it is about how much does this come out to be? It's like the exact amount is, I think, 104 MOAB mines that we are gonna need for this thing. We also had one pre-placed, and I guess some of the balloons are actually making it. Thankfully, it's only like small balloons, so they are not triggering the MOAB mines. They're going into a Perma Spike, but I feel like our backline needs to get fortified a little bit as well because this Perma Spike, or I should say the Spike Pile, is getting a little bit thinned out. So maybe, I don't know, something like a Attack Paragon at the back, just because we have a bunch of cash. I think that's a good idea. Okay, let's sell all these farms because we're not gonna need them. We're only defending using MOAB mines, and tier 5 is the next one, guys. Let's get it. Let me just quickly make the Attack Paragon, which I'm gonna keep at a just like a small degree. I think I'm just gonna put in like 200k in it. Its placement is not exactly the best, so yeah, 29, that's completely fine. And even though we're gonna use like about 500-ish mines onto the tier 5, we're still gonna have enough mines probably to defeat an entire elite Bloonarius at this point. So I just did the maths, and if we want to defeat an elite Bloonarius using only MOAB mines, we're gonna need 6,400 mines in total, and that is well below the amount of MOAB mines that we're gonna have. Am I gonna do it though? Absolutely not. That's just way too many clicks in one place. 6,400, and that's just one tier. If you had all the previous tiers, it's probably gonna be like closer to 9,000 MOAB mines in total, and yeah, that's just way too much, guys. If anyone else wanted to try an elite boss, by the way, this is achievable now more than ever, I'm pretty sure, but we are just gonna stick to normal bosses because yeah, the normal one doesn't seem to have a small amount of HP as well. So 3 million HP onto the normal Blast Populace, and let me just get going with these mines because we need to place like 500 of those. Let me just stop for a second. Let's see how the HP is going. Oh yeah, we're just tickling this guy. We're gonna need to step up our placement game right now. And thankfully we have some shortcuts. I remember the first time that I did this onto Bloonarius, I was not using shortcuts. I actually downloaded this software, which is like an auto clicker, and I gave it like it was a macro software essentially. So I just told it what it was supposed to. By the way, that was not in like one skull, what? But I essentially just told it what it was supposed to do and where to drag the MOAB mines, and it would just do the thing. I don't know why I didn't use shortcuts or hotkeys, or like did we not have them at that point, or what was the case? But I just don't remember. But you know, in the comments of that video, people were like, why did you buy like 9,000, or at that point it was like over 10,000 MOAB mines? They were like, why are you buying 10,000 MOAB mines? You could have just modded these guys into an account. And I'm like, well, first off, I wanted to do it like legit anyways, but second, I'm on a max, so I cannot mod anyways. There goes the second skull, by the way. Oh yeah, this is absolutely happening. Oh yes, let's just keep placing these guys. The boss is actually moving, so I kind of want to, you know, place these mines a little bit in front anyways. So let me just keep spamming. Oh yeah, look at these small explosions. We are leaking some MOAB class balloons at the back. That's what I'm noticing. And I also see just like a bunch of small balloons. Look at all these ceramics. Yep, no MOAB class balloon is going past, I guess, past where the MOAB mines are. Let me just keep placing these guys. We're about halfway there, guys. No, actually, we're a little bit in front of the halfway point, right? Because, yeah, we're about 1.2 million HP left. There we go. So that's gonna be the second skull, or I should say second to last skull. The MOAB mines are still going, and I need a little bit of a break. So let me just take a couple of seconds to a break, and then let's go again. I feel like we're gonna use up a lot more than these 480 mines, just because I can see some small MOAB class balloons just making it past the Legend of the Night, it seems like. Second to last HP bar is about to get triggered. Let me just place a couple more of these guys, and 600,000 HP. This is insane, guys. Yes, there we go. So we triggered it, and actually we fill up the heat bar. So does this thing clear out projectiles? I was thinking about which boss I want to do, and Bloonarius is in rotation, so that's why we couldn't do Bloonarius. Vortex actually does this like wind gust, which clears all of its well, I know that it clears out like things like, for example, perma spikes and stuff like that, but I'm not sure if it would clear out the MOAB mines, so I just didn't want to risk it. He's also kind of fast, and you don't like fast bosses, right? And you don't like bosses like Lich or something like that. You also don't like Phase, right? Because he jumps the track constantly. And then it was this guy that was the only one left. I guess Bloon as well, but I opted just for this guy because his HP was a little bit similar to Bloonarius, which is the first one that I ever did. And guys, we are nearing the end. All right, so about 60k HP left. Let me just place a couple of these guys, and I think that the mines that we currently have placed are they gonna be enough? Actually, I think they are. Let me just place a couple more, and there it is. You can actually do it. That's insane. How many mines do we have left, by the way? 8,635, and we started the game with about 9.3k, so give or take we spent about 700 mines, which is about the expected amount. A little bit more than that, by the way. And yeah, you can absolutely do that nowadays, it seems like, and it is quite cheap, I want to say. Not as expensive as it would have been like previously. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.